Hi everyone, welcome to today's video, and today I'll be giving you an ultimate guide for packaging. There are some pointers, there are some tips that I want you all to remember before you start designing for your consumer, right? So one of the first things you have to remember is that before you start designing, always ask yourself these couple of questions. First, what is your product? Second, who's going to buy the product, meaning who's your consumer? And third, how are the people buying the product, meaning is it going to be sold online on an online platform, or is it going to be offline in a superstore, in a supermarket, or in a grocery store? And a few other questions that you also have to remember is that what is the size of the product, because if the product is really delicate, then it will require much more secure packaging, or if a product has these odd dimensions to it, then it will require custom packaging solution as well. So what type of materials are you going to use when you're going to do the packaging design? Do you want to use paper, corrugated cardboard? Do you want to use plastic containers? So there are various materials that you could actually use for packaging design, and like these. So if you have these certain questions written down, and then you also just think about it for a few minutes for each question and write the answer down, then that will actually help you to come up with some logistics for designing your packaging design, right? Now I'll be talking a bit more about some other things, some other topics actually. The second topic that I'll be talking about is the consumer. So the packaging should be ideal for its customer. So it depends. So if you're designing, for example, if you're designing for an elderly who is hard of seeing, they can't see properly and they wear glasses, then you want to design something. I'll just zoom in. Yeah. So you want to zoom in something as simple as this, right? So even for not just for an elderly, but also for someone who doesn't know how to read, so they can still make out that these are juices of different fruits, right? As you can make out, and you can see that simple icons have been used in front of these cartons. So depending on who your customer is, you have to design accordingly. Another part you also have to keep in mind is that just in case if you want to add texts to your packaging design and you're designing for an elderly, keep in mind that you keep the text size a little bigger so that it's a lot easier for the elderly to read. Similarly, if you're designing a product for someone who's from a higher class or an upper class, or someone from an affluent background, then you might want to design something which gives a feel of a luxury product like this coffee brand, right? It's like that. So it all depends on who your customer is and what type of packaging you want to design, right? Now the next topic would be the place of purchase. You would want to think differently if it's going to be sold online, because if you're designing something for an online platform, then you have to rethink about the materials, because that same product then will be shipped to your customer, right? And your customer could be living on the other side of the planet or in a different state as well. So you would want your packaging to have a really secure material as well, so that it does not get damaged. Items which are being sold online wouldn't really take up too much space as well, but if you're selling a product offline, such as in a supermarket or in a boutique, the packaging or the graphic itself should be so attractive that it should catch the eye of the buyer, right? And now coming to some additional information as well that you should remember while designing your packaging. Firstly, the colors. So if you're designing something up on Adobe Illustrator or on Photoshop and you use some certain colors, right? So always check how it's going to look like after it gets printed, because sometimes the colors may go off because of the settings you've used. So always print and check how your colors are going to look like after it gets printed, right? Secondly, the fonts. Use proper fonts and any specific instructions like kerning or weight. So make sure it's properly spaced and there are no spelling errors as well. And in case if you're planning to put a logo as well, so logo that you might have designed on your own, or if you're using a logo of a brand or a company, make sure that you have its vector format, because if you have the vector format, then it becomes really easy to rescale it bigger or smaller according to your packaging size. So some other additional information that you should know is like, firstly, the written copy, which includes anything from the name of your product to the product description. So you know that usually such products, simple products such as for coffee or toothpaste, they do have some additional information written on its package, right? Secondly, the imagery. If you're planning to use any type of an image, something like this over here, so have a bunch of images already ready in a different file, so that it becomes easier for you to access it and you save a lot of time when it comes to packaging, for designing your package. Thirdly, the required marks. So you must be knowing that required marks, so that you must be knowing that depending on your brand or industry, you might want to include like the barcode, the nutritional values, the association marks, etc. So you must have seen, if you're purchasing a food item, it usually has a barcode at the back and also a nutritional value as to what type of ingredients that it includes, etc. And the temporary content such as the expiry date or the batch numbers is again usually there on cosmetics or on food items as well. So always save space for a sticker or a stamp to be placed at a later date. So in case if you're not sure about the expiry date or the batch number, do leave a little space so that the company can also, or probably you can design your own sticker to come on that space. Style likes and dislikes. So do notice the different options that can be used for your packaging. You can look up inspiration up on Pinterest and make your own mood boards. And also remember that style isn't always a one-on-one transaction. You can always find inspirations everywhere, right? So for example, you like a certain print on a curtain, or you like a font you like a particular font, or you like a particular color combination. So you can use all these kinds of inspirations you can use all these kinds of inspirations for your designs as well. And now for the last portion, which is the budget. There are two types of budget when it comes to packaging design. The first one being the one-time cost. It basically means that you're paying for the original design setup. You usually pay only once unless you change the design. So this is applicable for designers as well if you are designing for a client, right? And secondly would be the per item cost. This is usually for labor and materials. So it depends what type of boxes that you are using. You are using for your packaging design, because each box will cost a different amount depending on how big or how small the box is, and also what type of a material that's being used. So these were some of the pointers for the ultimate guide for packaging design. So do keep all these pointers in mind, and if needed, you can also write them down somewhere in your notebook so that it helps you in the future when it comes to designing your own packaging design. So I hope you found this video to be useful, and thank you for watching, and stay tuned for